Hello everyone. It is Sunday, August 8th, and this is episode 25 of Odds Are, your S&P 500 weekly market forecast. All right, so last week we said that there was a very, very high probability that we would have a breach of a breach point because in the week preceding it, we did not have a breach of the breach points. And the odds were in our favor, and that is exactly how it played out. We did have a breach of the upper breach point. Let's take a look here at last week's numbers. You see we started off the week on a down note, but then quickly took an upturn and did not stop. We had a brief pause in the middle of the week there, but closing off strong on Fridays with all new all-time highs, and we did breach the 44.20 upper breach point. Now, we didn't breach it by as much as we thought we were going to. We said that we were looking at maybe up to 0.75% on the breach, and we did about 0.3%. So still a pretty good solid breach. It wasn't just by a point or two, but it was very much in line with what the forecast was, which was that we were going to have a breach of one of those points. So that sets us up for this week. But before we move on, let's just finish taking a look at what happened last week. Like I said, we breached up to the upper breach point, stayed within the expected settlement range of 42.76 to 44.74, and did not even come close to the parabolic SAR, which was at 42.13. All right, so for this week, our moving averages are bullish on all ranges. So short-term moving average, medium, and long-term are all bullish. Not surprising. And these are what the numbers are for next week. All right, so we've got a 79.02% chance that we will close between 43.08 and 45.08. So that's the expected settlement range. Now we have an 81.2% odds of a breach of the 43.86 level or the 44.54 level. We closed at 44.30, so we're obviously a lot closer to that 44.54, but we all know that when it does breach to the downside, it breaches with more strength. So that difference in the gap between the close and the upper breach point and lower breach point is not really that much when you consider that when it does go down, it goes down a lot faster and a lot further. All right, and then the parabolic SAR is now up to 42.34, so still outside of the range of the expected settlement, but still creeping up every week. All right, let's put these all together into the relative view. So you can see the breach points actually are kind of lining up pretty nicely with the upper limit of the Bollinger Bands there, the blue line, and then the lower breach point almost aligned with the midline of that Bollinger. So pretty interesting there that those are going to be both magnets and bumpers, if you think about it, right? So we have a high probability that we're going to breach one of those 2 points, so the market will be drawn to one of those numbers and breach it. But then the question is, does it breach and continue, or does the midline and the upper Bollinger Band act as resistance or support, depending which way you go, to keep it back within that range? So we will see. And then the parabolic SAR is, like I said, back up to 42.34, still way down there outside of the Bollinger Band range. No expectation of us closing below it this week coming up. All right, if you didn't see that one coming, I don't know, honestly, how many people out there are, taking into consideration the stuff that I'm sharing. Hopefully, some of you find it useful. If you guys have any comments, please do share them, because I do want to make sure that I'm delivering content that is useful to you guys, that you guys find interesting. That's the point, right? I want to share this insight, these numbers with you guys, but it's not just because I like sitting in front of a screen once a week and telling you guys what I see in my Excel sheets. It's because I really do think that this is an awesome experience and a great learning opportunity. I love working with these numbers. So I say all that to say this, if you didn't see it coming that we were going to have a breach, one of those breach points, then I encourage you to take a look at some of the older episodes, especially the ones where I highlight the fact that we have like a 97% chance of something happening, because that is truly, when you can take advantage of one of those opportunities. So this week coming up, we don't have a crazy 97% chance, but still really good, 81% chance that we're going to have one of those breaches. And I hope that you guys are being able to, capture those little tidbits that I'm sharing with you guys out there. So if you didn't see it coming, stay, caught up with the episodes. watch some of the historical ones, and do try to, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, check us out on LinkedIn, wherever it is that you're actually seeing this video. Please do come back for more. All right, and then the last thing I'll wrap up here with is the quote of the week, which is, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer." And that was said by Mr. Albert Einstein himself. And I completely just agree with this. I love this quote because there are plenty of examples where I've been wrong, and there are plenty of times where I am humbled and I remind myself, okay, I'm not the smartest guy in every room, and it doesn't mean that that's not a bad thing, right? It's not about me being smart. It's about sticking with the problems. And so trading is like a big problem to be solved, a big puzzle. And I've been doing this a couple of years now. I've had good years, good months, bad months. But at the end of the day, I still feel like I'm making progress. I feel like I'm getting better. And that's the journey. That's the whole point of it, right? Yes, there's the monetary aspect of it, but for me, it's the mental exercise. It's like going through that. It's a game. It's something that's intriguing and something that's challenging. And so I am willing to stick with this problem that we call the markets for as long as it takes for me to feel like I am, getting benefit out of it. And that's not just the money, it's the experience, it's the, mental floss, if you will, right? If you guys have ever seen that magazine, it's working out those mental muscles and the thrill of the chase. So I love being able to find those statistical edges, being able to see, can I find underlying patterns? Can I find things that work? And ultimately, that's the thrill that I get from it. I don't know what you guys get out of it, but I encourage you guys to take the words, of Mr. Albert Einstein, and you don't have to be super smart. You just got to stick with the problem longer. And I'm sure that you guys will find satisfaction out of that like I have. So on that note, I will leave you guys to the rest of your Sunday evening. Enjoy the week coming up ahead, and I will see you guys back here next week.